So we are doing a documentary on Britney Spears that is going to air next Monday night on Fox at 9 o'clock in the evening, Eastern Time. And this looks at Britney's life post-conservatorship, the last year and a half, almost to the day, how she's doing. And there are elements where she is doing okay, but there are a lot of elements where it is troublesome.
Right. These are, look, obviously everyone sees the Instagram posts, the ones that are troubling to some people, and to others just seem like Britney freely living her life. But what we are digging into is what's happening when the camera isn't on and she isn't doing her dancing. What is her life really like? And we've spoken to a lot of people.
And people who really know what's going on. There aren't a lot of them, but there are some. And look, this is an honest portrayal of what's going on, and some of it is scary. I will say some of it is scary. And it really starts at the end of the conservatorship when people who were responsible for caring for Britney made some recommendations. And one of the recommendations is alarming.
There's also an element of danger. Another recommendation at the end of the conservatorship: keep knives away from Britney.
Multiple sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Britney has had a fascination with knives, at one point sleeping with one under her bed. We're told she's in mortal fear someone will come in the middle of the night, strap her to a gurney, and take her to a psych ward. As one source put it, she lives in constant fear of being reinstitutionalized. TMZ investigates Britney Spears, The Price of Freedom, Monday at 9 on Fox. So, look, the reason knives are so problematic is that Britney is struggling. I mean, everybody knows now. I mean, she was in this conservatorship for a long time. She is struggling with a mental illness. And that means that sometimes things are even, and sometimes they're chaotic, and sometimes they're volatile. And we get into this, but there is an element of danger with something like that, because she has even talked about this, being afraid that she's going to be strapped to a gurney the way she was, back in the day. She has her own kind of analysis of how that happened, but she's afraid of that. And it goes beyond just that. It's the idea of having that kind of a weapon around.
But if you talk about her fear of being reinstitutionalized, being strapped to a gurney, and she has knives for her protection, what if we play that out? What we're talking about is somebody who, if people come to her with a court order to reinstitutionalize, she's prepared to fight back with deadly force in order to stop that from happening. This is, to your point, of course, this is a very troubling situation, a very troubled young woman. We have the situation where maybe she does need to, there's a lot of signs of a lot of mental and emotional deterioration here. The idea that she's going to fight back with deadly force against any effort to rehospitalize her, that's terrifying. Not just for her, but for others.
I want to say, in fairness to Britney, she has not said she would do that.
Right.
It's just there was a fear of because of her fascination with these knives.
Right.
That
things that were clearly happening during the conservatorship.
That's right. That's exactly right.
The people around her had observed that when the conservatorship ended, they said, this was the red flag just to keep an eye on. And
by the way,
on the other side of that,
well, I just want to say the recommendations. There were a bunch of them. I mean, one was they had advised she shouldn't drive alone, and there were a number of others. They're recommendations. Britney is in control of her life. Nobody can tell her what to do. Ultimately, now it is her decision.
It is her decision, and I think her supporters, her fans, and the Free Britney movement would say, "Okay, I hear what you're saying, but that's her life, and she should be allowed to make those decisions." And right now, she is.
And we get into
better or worse.
And we get into a lot in the documentary. We get into her marriage. We get into the relationship she has with her kids. We get into what a day in the life is like with Britney Spears, and I think that's going to surprise a lot of people. And get into her career and her future. So this is really a look at how she's been doing in the last year and a half.
Hi, my name is Andrew Chavon. I'm calling from New York City, and I'll be commenting on the Britney Spears conservatorship update. I really think they should take knives away from her, but most importantly, I think they need to take away her ability to make those Instagram videos. because those things are disturbing me and aren't helping her case.
Look, we get into the Instagram videos a lot, and they dovetail into a lot of things, a relationship with the kids and other things. The special is on next Monday night on Fox, 9 o'clock Eastern Time.